How are you? Feel better? Yeah, me too. after after all this lousy spiritual vampire has gone, then I feel better. Okay, let's finish the story. Huh? I was going to leave you at the third level, but I thought only 2 or 3 people make trouble. So the rest are not guilty. Huh? So I just tell them to go home and then continue my work. And I hope you don't disrupt me again. I hope that was a lesson for you about how to behave and not to be too selfish, taking all the attention for yourself. You can work, you can move, but not the inside, spiritual sucking kind of attitude, trying to catch my attention to know that you will sit there. Many people, they move like the foreigners, they move, they think, but they never disturb me. Just 1 or 2. They want to make me know that they're there and that they're working very hard on the news or whatever. Cannot do that, okay? Because I'm drained of energy. If you keep pulling me like that alone, inside, it's not the time for that. When we play, we play. When we work, we work. When we listen, we listen. When we talk, we talk, okay? All this is too low level, low class, you understand? Yes. Okay, now. I hope I can go through with all this. I don't know until how long. I'm getting old already. I don't look old, but I am, huh? Remember, huh? And try to help me, huh? Not to bother me. Every time like this, I feel the retreat is really a burden. It's up to you. It's up to you if the retreat will continue later or not. It's not up to me. Capiche? Some of you already went to bed. Good night. So early, huh? I was busy fighting with insects in my house, because my house have many holes. Yes, nothing is finished. They just made a temporary one, yeah? And apart from the smell from the paint that make you cry, there are insects and holes and water dripping, different places. It's not much different from from where you are right now, huh? Okay. You see, they took all my things. I supposed to have 1 set, celestial jewelry for advertisement. But they think I'm not an important model because I'm old and not so good looking. So they took whatever they like from me for exhibition somewhere else. And then they don't make new one for me. They think, oh, this old woman, she don't need that much. Whatever left over, just give her, So I pat here and there, the Kuan Yin Bodhisattva is missing because they took her to Bangkok or Taipei for exhibition right now. And I'm left without Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. Can you believe that? I don't have a Buddha with me, see? All right. I thought I put it on for advertisement, huh? Well, I'm not the good model, but better than nothing, huh? Huh? So everybody can see how it looks like, huh? Yeah, you see the earring? Yes. And this one here? Yes. Okay. The newest set, supposed to be for kids. But I just like to be a kid too. All right, this morning, we were at the 4th level or something like that. Yes. We were in the land of love. Until somebody else come with unloving attention. Now, after the land of silence, the master entered No. After the land of sorrow, the seeker of truth have entered the land of love. And then after that, he entered the land of silence. And then where in the land of silence he has experienced all the mysteries of life and death. There was nothing more left there to be experienced. And he knows what is life about and what is death all about. He doesn't fear death anymore, and he doesn't cling to life any more than death itself. So the disciple asked him whether that was the final stage of his achievement. Also, Master said, no. Because one day, God took him to a highest sanctuary of inner realization. And that land, that place, namely, is called the land of laughter. Now you wonder why. After all this troublesome practice, we just end up in a house of laughing. So what is that? Do you believe that? The innermost, according to this book, I don't care, I don't know if it's true or not. So the land of laughter is supposed to be the innermost sanctuary of God. Can this be true? Yes? How come? Sister, the violet one, I'm not very comfortable when you sit there. Could you please move another place? Yes, you. Please, and don't be angry with me. Otherwise, I cannot go on. I try to ignore you, but I cannot. So I have to be honest. Let's go. Thank you very much. I hope I don't have to remove anyone else. If you look into your heart and you see you are so selfish or so proud of yourself or like to show off so much, then please sit somewhere else for the sake of the whole assembly. Please. Just look into your heart and see where you sit, okay? Even if you belong to USA, you sit a little bit behind. You can still see me. Look at thousands of them sit in that corner over there. If you sit here, it's already very, very clear. Don't take everything for yourself. And don't present yourself in front of my eyes when you are not desired. When you're not good enough, that will disturb me. Your atmosphere is so piercing into my eyes and my attention that I cannot continue with my work. And other people will blame me for treating you badly because I don't see anything. They don't see what is the reason why I remove you. But why I remove you and not remove somebody else, that you must know. Okay? Don't let me remove anyone else again. Gosh. I remind you for the last time, if you think you're worth it to sit and just exhibit yourself like this, any of you, next time will be the ID card, not the person. Understand? Don't try to compete with others for best seat. Try to compete so that you go higher in the level of consciousness. That is the best competition. God knows if you're pure and good. I know if you love me. You don't have to show it. Doesn't matter how good looking, how handsome you are. I don't see the front face. I only see the inside. And when you come there and bear everything in front of me, I have to see it, even though I don't want to. Always interrupting. When I first come in, I saw her right away. But I was thinking, oh no more, not again. I'm not going to move people again. And I'm trying hard to suppress it, but I cannot. Because she keeps projecting this kind of, inside black image to me. God. It's very easy to judge whether you don't disturb people. Look into your heart, see whether you're proud of yourself, proud of your education, proud of your beauty, proud of your good look, proud of your spiritual achievement, proud of anything. Or if you want to take me alone for yourself, or my attention, or if you want from me anything more than spiritual benefit, then just move yourself somewhere else, very far from me, so that I am able to do my job. That's why I don't want retreat anymore. You understand? Because just always there's one or two or three person make trouble like this. And I don't like it this way. I don't even like to have to tell anybody to go away or to scold anybody. But I feel choked if I let that person stay here. You understand what I mean? Do you understand anything? I hope you do. This is terrible. I came with a very good mood, you know? Not that I'm already in bad mood and I search for scapegoat or anything like that. Can you see it? And immediately when I come in, that girl hit me. Like somebody slap you and you cannot just ignore it. The atmosphere of ourselves, if it's not pure, you can just hit people. You know, like if I hit you with an umbrella or something like that. And you can choke people when they see you, especially if you pay attention to them, you know. If a stranger on the street, their atmosphere don't bother me, because they don't pay attention to me. They don't want me, they don't drag me into their problem. And they don't try to catch my attention and suck out my energy. Do you understand? So that is a difference. You can be bad, be good, it's your problem. But just don't bother me, that's all. Then it's okay. Because not everyone can be good, you know? Not everyone can be at the same level and so pure. That I understand. But just leave me alone and improve yourself. Until you're good, then I know. There's no need to exhibit yourself all the time. But normally the lousy people are the ones who always stick out like this. Never fail. I think they just want to invite me to throw them out. Why bother coming? Oh, God. I'm sure this is the last retreat. I really don't think I can cope with this. I don't think it's worth it. Can you see people's aura? Any of you can see? Can you see people's psychic body? No? No? Yes or no? Who yes? Raise hand. Good. When you can see a people's psychic body, you see it looks very bad. Some people look like a devil himself. Even though outside looks very beautiful, but the real shape, the psychic shape, is very, very ugly. That's why sometimes when you see a very beautiful woman, but you feel very repelled, repulsive? Is that right? Repulsive, huh? Yeah. Huh? Not repulsive? What? I cannot hear you. Where was the lady who used to sit in the front here before? She's not here anymore? The white one. Why you sat there? Huh? They stole all your seat, right? Oh. You are the one I like to see. Come over here. You and the fat American lady. What's her name? I forgot. Yeah, both of you sit here. Help me with my English. Just sit there. Yes, sit where you belong. Sit right in front of her is okay. USA, huh? Yeah, you can sit there, honey. There's a big place. In front you don't have anymore, right? Is there a place? Oh, sit. All these Korean people don't belong here. But I'm not going to throw them out because they are not so bad. Not so bad doesn't mean good, huh? It's okay. It's okay. All right. Repulsive is not the word? Repulsive, huh? You feel repulsed. ED, huh? Okay. Sometimes you see a very handsome man, something like that, but you feel the inside very hard. So that's what I meant. The real beauty comes from inside. Huh? So sometimes some people are not very good looking, huh? But because he or she was very, very pure, very sincere and devoted to God inside, huh? Then they look really beautiful to you. You just don't see the beauty even. You just feel that you're very attracted to that person somehow. And you just like to be around. And not to bug him or something, but whenever you see, you feel very happy, thing like that. Is that not so? And you feel very pleasant or very, very harmonized together. There's no obstructed feeling, very natural, no effort needed. And that is what a real beauty is all about. That's why in the fairy tale they talk about the frog prince, and the ugly frog princess, thing like that, and they, after a kiss, they became beautiful again. Oh, after the kiss of life, after the initiation, after God kissed them in the forehead, on the forehead, and marked the beginning of their noble journey, then they became prince and princess. But it's up to us to keep this noble quality and the position that God has returned to our destiny, because we could lose it any time if we stop there, or if we return to the land of sorrow, or the land of action, the land of mundane activities as it has been before. All right. Why both of you run over there? Just because this afternoon I scolded that person? No, huh? Has nothing to do with you. Whoever that, just one, or two, or three. I have sent her back to the land of sorrow, because that's where she belongs. All right. Now, after the life and death mystery has been revealed to the seeker of the truth, then after some times of more effort and sincerity, God will take us to the land of laughter. That's where we have a lot of jokes, and everything is funny to us. There's no more miserable Buddha, and there's no serious Bodhisattva that walk around trying to show people that they work hard, etc., or that they're devoted to Master, that they love Master so much they have to jump in front of everybody just to see the Master, etc. Okay. That's why when you often heard that many Masters, they have a lot of humor. And most of Masters have a lot of humor. And they can laugh at everyone, even God, and themselves. And that is the landmark of an enlightened person. They have arrived at the land of laughter because they know everything is really just a game. All right? But it's very difficult for us if we don't understand that person, if we're not near there, it's difficult to laugh with them. And if such a master or such an enlightened sage has to mix with serious Buddha or miserable Guanyin or Bodhisattva, then they suffer because they will be dragged back into the land of sorrow. And that is very suffocating. Or if they have to mix with the so-called spiritual vampires. You know what a vampire is? Dracula? Yeah, very famous in your land. Huh? They suck the blood of the living beings. And the spiritual vampire is the same. They suck the energy of a practiced person, or of their master even. They just want to take everything, bone, flesh, and blood as well, all for themselves, at the expense of thousands of other fellow practitioners. These people are actually not yet developed into a human standard. They're still in animal stage or devil reincarnated. It's all right, the master might accept them, but it takes a long time for them to catch up with the rest. And meanwhile, they should just stay where they belong and improve themselves until they are better. You heard many things about fox, huh? Who practice in the mountain and become a kind of a magical being, huh? That a fox or a snake or whatever animal, or maybe tiger, sometimes dragon, can practice in the mountain somewhere in a very magical way. And then later, in many thousands of years, they can transform themselves into human beings or whatever shape they desire to transform themselves. So these, it's just the example of a human being who is still in the stage of underdeveloped sentient beings. They're not really human. They're not fully up to human standard. And wherever they go, they make a lot of trouble. They make a mess, and they make smell, they throw dirt on everyone. And they just mess up with every congregation. Because they are restless in nature. They are still animal in the human form. The story is not completely like a fox will transform into a human being, but it is rather a human being shape who has still a stage of an animal, of a fox. Very restless, very cunning, very low class, smelly, etc., etc. So don't transform yourself into a fox. That's the conclusion, okay? So I hope all of you in the future will transform yourself in whatever stage into a bodhisattva. And then we all go into the land of laughter and share jokes and look at life in a very funny way, in a very light manner. Yeah? And that we can bear this together. Because actually life can be fun. And when I'm in private, I laugh all day long. You cannot understand it. Because there are sometimes some of the disciples or some of my friends, they come and stay with me for a while, or if I invite them sometimes, I'm always laughing. And I make jokes with them, and they all laugh, and then if they are also funny, they make jokes, and then we laugh all day long. Sometimes I have dinner, if I have time, we laugh for 3-4 hours until the dinner finished, and for no particular reason. It's not sometimes not a very funny joke. We just feel so full of joy, and we laugh all the time. It is you make me cry. It is when thousands of people come with different background and expectation and level that make me cry. I never cry in private. It's very rare to find some person who can laugh with you and who can make you laugh. So whoever I find, that person I treasure. I treasure him or her. I keep it so I can laugh. Otherwise, I keep crying with you all the time. One day I have no more tears. What to do? Huh? Be too dry, no? We have nowadays we have artificial tears, but it's no good. I couldn't keep popping it in all the time. Okay, now I finished with the with the lesson. Thanks God. Give a big applause. I feel very sorry for some of you sometimes because you couldn't laugh. See a funny side of life. You have no responsibility, nothing. You're not yet even punished with the sentence of being a master yet. So why couldn't you laugh yet? You go around miserable, so serious, wanting to be a Buddha. What kind of Buddha? Even if I let you be a Buddha, what is the use for us? You make a mess everywhere. You see why the Buddha always have a story like he used to be a goose, golden goose, or golden deer, or golden turtles, whatever. Turtles, huh? And turtle, yeah, same thing. It's just, I think, an analogy of likening the whole congregation with turtles. I'm not surprised. Yes, many of you do things so slow and react so slow. I think I would liken to snail. I become one of the golden snail. Well, let be the snails, because some of you are so slow in reaction, in understanding, and in doing the job, and in anything, even in enlightenment. So let's make our congregation become a snail congregation. And since I am a master, I pretend that I'm a golden snail. I have more gold than you. So someday we will begin our story like long time ago. There was a golden snail who lived in a forest with 9,000 other snails, etc., etc. I would think about a story. Well, the snail is not bad. You know why? Because nobody told a story about Buddha has been a golden snail before. So if I'm a golden snail, I don't think I will commit the offense of stealing the pattern, the pattern right. He has always been tortoise or deer or peacock, but not have been snail yet. So it's okay. It's my trademark. It is good if I can be also snail with you, Oh, yesterday I said something like hang mat, huh? It's German, huh? Hammock, huh? Yes, I meant the hammock, you understand? When I ask you whether you hang yourself between the trees. I forgot this hang mat is German. Sometimes it's difficult when you understand too many languages, so it is not very good. Just understand English or whatever your language is okay. English is okay, but if you know too many languages, I sometimes don't know what I'm speaking. I forgot. And when I get back home, I say hang mat. And look, when I say hang mat, they look so stupid in their face. Nobody seems to understand anything. Why is that? And I keep thinking, oh, and then I said, wow, it's my problem. I forgot that it's German. It's American or English, they say hammock, right? Okay. So I apologize, all right? Okay, I just tell you a little joke for a break. There was a guest who came into a family that he was invited for food, for meal too. But they didn't bring him chopstick, just a bowl and food there. So after he waited for a long time, he asked very politely, the wife of the host, please bring me a bowl of cold water. And the wife said, no, we have tea, We have tea here, don't you see? He said, no, I just want to wash my hand. So I said, why? He said, so I can, I can grasp the food by my fingers. Yeah. That's the trouble with, not straight talk. Some people are like that. Our practitioners are specialists in this. They just talk on and on and on. I don't even know what is the main point yet. It's similar to this. So whatever you want to say, just say it. Just say I want a chopsticks. Isn't that more simple? Why have to do cold water and then wash your hand and then take the food by your fingers, things like that. Just like there was a person who went into the coffee shop, and then he ordered a coffee. But the waitress forgot to bring him a spoon. So he looked at the coffee cup, steaming hot, and he asked the waitress, isn't this coffee cup too hot for the finger? To steer it, So the waitress said, oh, okay. And then she smiled and she came in and bring another cup. She said, this cup is not too hot. I think it's no use, You just have to be straight like me, Whatever you want to say it. Because at the end, we lost a lot of time. Okay. The enlightenment is something from inside. But some people do think that is from outside. That's why we have so many religious practice which has sometimes not very inducive to enlightenment, because they just pay attention to the outward ritual and rites, as I have shown you sometimes during the initiation, about the different, different outward ritual that people use to greet each other and things like that, and what the means of all this, Did I tell you? Yes, huh? Just say yes, okay? I don't want to say it again. So, just like a person who thinks that, spectacles enable them to read books. Because there was a person who lived next to a university, and he saw many distinguished students go in and out all the time, and most of them wear spectacles. Yeah? Spectacles? Huh? Spectacles. Oh, okay. Glasses. Yeah. So, anyhow, he thought, oh, the glasses, will make him able to understand. So he went in spectacles shop, yeah, and won a pair. So the person asked you, how many degree? He said, I want master degree. And then the person, the seller don't really understand, but he thought probably, the heaviest one. So I gave him the heaviest degree. Anyhow, so when he tried it on, he nearly collapsed because it makes you dizzy, When nothing wrong with your eyes and you wear spectacles, it's very terrible. So anyhow, I said, what kind of glasses is this? He said, well, you want master degree, don't you? So anyhow, after he tried on, he said, okay, give me a book. So when the seller gave him a book, he read like this, upside down. Instead of this, he read like this. And he keep turning on, you cannot see it. So what kind of language is this? And the seller said, it's English. I said, really? Okay. How can I cannot read it? So the seller said, this way, sir. Okay. And she said, well, I still cannot read it. What kind of glasses is it? He said, well, this is for reading books. Then he said, that you must sell a wrong one because I couldn't read. So the seller said, but could it be that you are illiterate, huh? You couldn't read book? Could it be? So the person said, if I am able to read book, then why do I need the glass? Okay, finished. Is there anything else for you for fun? Okay, there was a person who went out and buy some drink in a bottle, but in the middle of the road he broke the bottle and all the juice from inside, sink into the ground. So he just stood there and wait. And then another person passing by said, what are you doing there? He said, I just broke my bottle of juice. And I'm waiting for the juice to sink in the ground, and then I take the earth back home and squeeze it out. Tao có bay. Okay, there was a person who is very keen in flattering the highly positioned person. So he often go to this big mayor or this governor in order to say something nice and flattering, so that these people perhaps in turn will give him some favor or do something for him. One day he went to one of the very great officer in China, last time, a long time ago in China, and he told him, wow, yesterday I had a terrific good dream about you. So the mayor of the town said, what was it? What was it so good? He said, well, I dreamt that you live 1,000 years, or 10,000 years, okay. In China, if somebody love you or like you, they always wish you to live 10,000 years. 10,000, it doesn't mean 10,000, but it represents that the ultimate number of all things. Like 10,000 things are one, yeah? 10,000 things came from the one. 10,000 things come back to the one, thing like that, yes. 10,000 things represent everything inclusive in the universe. So somebody, if they wish you a 10,000 years long life, is also very, very good. And 10,000 things is always on the tongue of the people of China and Vietnam too. And in the old time, people wish the king 10,000 years. Whenever they see the king, they say, long live the king, or the king will live 10,000 years, or they just say 10,000 years. And then everybody knows that means he's a king, yeah? In the old time, people only used 10,000 years to greet the king. So anyhow, that day he went to see the governor or the mayor and said, well, I had a dream that you live for 10,000 years. So the mayor was very sad when he heard that. He was very pensive and sad. And he said to the well-wisher, the well-dreamer, say, well, I read in the book, it is said that if you in a dream, everything is opposite. So So when you dream like that, I think it's not very good for me. Then I think I'm going to die soon. So the soldier, the flutterer immediately corrects, say, oh, yes, I forgot. It's not like that. I forgot. I say wrong one word. In a dream, I dream that you die 10,000 times. 10,000 years already. Okay. Okay. Now, let's see what the Buddha was. What time is it now? Are you sleepy? Did you sleep this afternoon? During meditation? Yes, huh? You allow, it's okay. I did that too. That's why I cannot meditate with you, in case you saw me. In case you got me, so I have to meditate in the closet. So even if nobody see. I'm supposed to be a master, I cannot do this. Oh, this is a long story or what? I make a short one. Oh, this is very long. Boo, boo, boo. Never mind, huh? Do you want to hear it? Maybe half, huh? And half tomorrow, huh? Huh? Well, if you don't change your place or try to be too diligent, I probably can make it. If you don't jump up and down with your potatoes in your pocket and disturb me, then I probably can go through with this story. Okay, let's work, since the atmosphere is favorable. You never know what storm and rain tomorrow. Okay, this is a story called the golden deer. There's a lot of golden inside, but I just picked this one. I don't know why. Maybe I like deer. Long time ago, this is the story of the Buddha previous birth, huh? You know, huh? One of, huh? When you hear anything golden, that was a Buddha. So I no need to introduce. Long time ago, there was a very wealthy businessman who lived in Benares. How come they always live in Benares? Huh? He has only one what is this? Oh, a son, yes. They tell later. He has only one son. His name is Mahadanaka Anandada. Okay. But this means a person who knows only money. This is a very bad name. Because Ananda means bliss. Perhaps he derived bliss only from the money. Perhaps it's a nickname. Huh? Since he was young, his parents were very, because they spoiled him so much because he was the only son. So he grew up with no knowledge except from singing, dancing, feasting, and making merry with his friends by the money of his parents. And when he came of age, his parents found a wife for him, and shortly afterwards, they died. The parents died. After their death, the youth spent all his time with his idle, good-for-nothing companions and passed the whole day in drinking and gambling. As a result, his father's money quickly vanished, and he was forced to borrow money from other people. He had no means of repaying his debts. He never knew how to work to earn them, and he never knew how to keep the money. Perhaps he wasn't taught the way of economy. Perhaps his parents were at fault too, because they should teach them how to be a human being, not to be a son of a wealthy person only. So because he owned a lot of money from different people, they constantly came to his house and pressed him. He was very desperate with fear and worry and did not know what to do. Finally, he decided upon a plan of action. He was very, very depressed and desperate. So he called all the creditors and told them that he has a treasure buried near the bank of the Ganges. And if tomorrow they would come with him, then they will go and look together for the treasure. And then he will repay all the debt for them. So all the creditors were very happy and followed him to the river's bank. And he just tried to search here and there, and everybody following him, but it seems perplexed as what he was doing. But this guy has intended to commit suicide. So this is just for show. So when he came to a very fast current place of the river, he just jumped inside. And all the creditors were very horrified and helplessly stood by. Nobody dare rescue him because the water was very swift. Yeah. When they saw that he is completely gone, all the creditors sadly returned home because they think he's dead, drowned, because he was swept away very, very far in a very swift current, and they don't see him anymore down the stream. So they left. But when he passed, when his body, unconscious body, flew down to the river, passing a flowering grove and mango trees, forest, there was a deer who lived there, very beautiful and fleet-footed, away from the rest of the deer herd. His skin was shining like burnished gold, and his feet looked as if they were polished with lacquer. Perhaps he did, like me. Nail varnish something. His horns were like spirals of silver, and his eyes glittered like precious gems. He was nibbling some tender grass shoots when he heard wild cry echoing through the forest. Running down to the river's edge, he saw the unfortunate merchant's son struggling in the water. At once he called out, "Wait! Do not be afraid. I'm coming to save you." So he plunged into the river and, swimming strongly against the current, reached the man. And then he put him on his back and brought him back to the shore safely. But the merchant's son was very exhausted. Then he collapsed. For 3 days and nights, the unfortunate son was unconscious, and the deer nursed him and fed him with wild fruits. When he had recovered, the deer said to him, "Now I will lead you out of the wood and show you the road to Benares. But I ask you one favor. Please don't tell the king or any of his nobles that a golden deer lives in this forest, because they will come here and try to catch me if they know." So the merchant's son readily promised, and the deer put him on the road to Benares. On that morning, the Queen Kema, wife of the king of Benares at that time, had a dream. I wonder why it's always Queen Kema. That was another life of Sakyamuni Buddha. She was there when he was a goose, right? It couldn't be that she lived so long. Could it be? Oh yes, maybe, huh? Because the goose don't live too long, huh? Maybe he died as a goose and reincarnated as a deer. Same in Benares. Okay. Let's take it for logic. Yeah. Now, the Queen Kema, wife of the king of Benares, had a dream in which she saw a golden deer speaking in a human voice. She thought to herself, surely there must be such an animal, otherwise I would not have dreamt about it. So she went to the king, Brahmadatta, the same one, and said about her dream, and tell him that she desired to possess such animal. Otherwise she would die. This is a trick of the woman. Well, she would die sooner or later anyhow. What's the big deal? But the king, as every other man, most of the men on this planet, was very stupid. Yeah? He was very afraid of his wife, that maybe she really died. If she died for the king, it would be very understandable. But if she died for a deer, however golden it will be, can you believe this? It sounds funny. And the king bought it. He buy it. he beat it. Anyhow, just to let you know that you are not the only one that are so stupid. A gentleman over there. Just to let you know who is the real boss in the house. Even at Buddha's time, it's the same stuff. So I don't know why the women of our time are wasting their time, demonstrating and giving speech and all kind of woman rights, woman equality. Women are never equal to men. They're superior to men. Stupid. Huh? I don't know who should fight for equality, So tell all these stupid women, stop it. Don't degrade us. We are superior. What are they fighting for equality for? So now, the king, as every other, most of the men in this planet, immediately sent for his sage and asked about this golden, precious and very rare deer. And the sages, his wise men replied that, affirmative, yes, there is such an animal. But they don't know where the deer live. So the king ordered a richly decorated elephant and told the herald, take the elephant and 1,000 pieces of money and go to all the parts of the city. Proclaim that whoever can bring me news of a golden deer shall get both the elephant and the money as a reward. Wow. Now you know who's the boss, right? Immediately, he spent all this money for his wife. At that time, maybe she's already old. Maybe her power is even elder, stronger. So the herald, mounted a white horse and rode through the city, proclaiming aloud the king's order. The merchant's son, who had just entered Benares, heard the news and went up to the herald, saying, I can bring the king news of the golden deer that he seeks. Take me to him. And the herald took the merchant's son to the palace and requested an audience. Sir, this man says he knows where a golden deer can be found. So the king was very delighted. And then asked the merchant's son to bring him there. Oh, they have a lot of conversation like, is that really true? And the son would say, oh, it is true. And then the king would say, oh, please take me there. And then the son would say, I am very great honored to take you, etc., etc., but I cut it short, okay, you know. You know all this nonsense. So I cut it short. I just make it short, okay. So the king took a very large troop of soldiers and informer and set out for the forest where the golden deer dwelt. When they had arrived, the merchant's son said, Sir, within that clump of flowering mango trees dwells the golden deer that you seek. So the king told his men, surround the grove and keep your bows and arrows ready. On no account let the deer escape. The king rode the horse himself to go and to capture the deer just for his beloved wife. Now, can you see what it's like to be a king and what for? Now the deer, who had been resting under the shade of a tree, heard the noise and was instantly alert. He rose to his feet and saw the king standing at a distance with the merchant's son and a group of courtiers. So he thought, courtiers? Courtiers. Huh? No, courtiers. His retinues. So he thought, yeah, good, yes, correct. Thank you very much. He thought to himself, I shall be safe where the king is, so I shall go to him. That's what the king, the golden deer thought. So he ran to where the king was. Swift as the wind, he ran towards the king. But the king immediately raised his arrows and prepared to shoot him. Because he thought if the deer is wounded, in the leg or something, then it will be easier to capture him. But the deer called out very loudly, saying, Great king, stand still, please do not let your arrow fly. And the king was very astounded by the clear ringing tones of the deer's voice and dropped his arrow and bow. The soldiers and other people also crowded around in amazement, for none had ever heard a deer talk in human language before. So the deer went up to the king and asked him in a voice that was as sweet as the apple pie. Actually, it's honey. They didn't have apple pie in India, but I thought since in English I made it more understandable because you love apple pie. Okay, so he asked the king, the deer asked the king, who brought the news to you, O king, that I was to be found here? I tried to imitate apple pie, but I'm not American, so please forgive. So the king pointed to the merchant's son and said, he. So the deer, turning his head to the traitor and said very sadly, It would have been better to pull a log of wood out of the river than to rescue such a one as you. So he scolded the traitor, betrayer. So the king was very surprised and asked the deer, "What wrong has he done you?" So the deer replied, "Your Majesty, I saved this man's life when he was drowning and brought him to safety and nursed him 3 days, 3 nights back to life. And I have told him not to tell anyone where I was to be found, and he has promised me thus. Now, because of his ungrateful act, I am in danger." Because he loved gold and money. That's why he sold his rescuer. On hearing this, the king was extremely angry and turned to the merchant's sons. He said, "You have repaid a merciful deed with base treachery. For this you shall die." So he raised his bow and arrow and held it ready to shoot the traitor. But he was very afraid. The merchant's son was very afraid and trembling in every limb. So he fell on his knees and begged for mercy. Seeing his plight, the deer was moved with pity and said to the king, "Please let him go. Do not have the blood of this wretched being on your conscience. Give him the money that you promised him and send him away." So the king hesitated for a while, but finally listened to the deer's plea for mercy and said to the merchant's son, "You owe your life thrice over to this noble deer." He told and then said to him, "Depart from here at once and never return to my kingdom again, or you shall be executed." The merchant's son straightway took to his heels and vanished into the depths of the forest and was never to be seen again. Turning to the king, the deer, who was not only noble but wise, said, "Great king, the cry of jackals and birds is easily understood, but the words from men are often full of guile, huh? Huh? Guile, okay. How come guilty and guile? Guile, okay. You may think that a man is your friend, and you will find that he has betrayed you." The king marveled at the wisdom and intelligence of the deer and decided to grant him a boon. "Tell me what you wish, O golden deer." "And it shall be yours. Whatever you wish, even though I lose my kingdom for it, I will grant it to you." The deer thought carefully and said, "The boon I ask, O great king, is that all the animals in your kingdom will be forever free from danger." So the king was moved by the compassion of this golden deer and consented. And he made a proclamation that whoever harm any animal in his kingdom shall be punished severely since that day. So the king and the golden deer returned to Benares. Queen Kema was overjoyed to behold the handsome deer with the coat of gold, such as she had seen in her dream. She listened in delight while the deer spoke to her in a human voice that sounded like the tinkling of a silver bell. For many days, the golden deer remained in Benares with the king and queen. The city was decorated and festivities were held in honor of the animal. Then he returned to the woodland grove where he had dwelt for so long and spent the rest of his days in peace. Good story for sleeping, huh? Don't dream of the golden deer because he has become Buddha already. That was a long time ago. But you can dream of a golden snail though. Okay, I think I have no need to explain this story to you because it was crystal clear and it was very good. Huh? If we human beings can imitate even a small noble quality of this golden deer, then our world would become paradise. But sadly, many of us have always tried to grasp everything for ourselves in every circumstances. Even in spiritual practice, we still cannot stop being greedy and selfish. To try to snatch spiritual blessing at the expense of others is even graver than trying to snatch property or possession from other beings in the mundane world, because we already are on the spiritual path. Whatever we take, we must earn ourselves. And we can ask for blessing and guidance and help whenever we need. This is okay, when the need arises, when it's necessary, but never at the cost of other people's happiness and convenience. Try to remember this. In every situation in life, we must always be considerate and fair-minded. Not that I ask you to always sacrifice yourself, even for the other people's happiness or gain, but at least to play fair. You understand? Because if we are as practitioners and we cannot play fair, how can we expect the world outside to be fair to us or to be a fairer place for everyone to live in? Is that not so? So if it's not fair here, I cannot believe that you'll be fair outside to other people. I cannot accept this kind of disciples. After you have been studying long time with me already, even if you're a newcomer, but I don't have excuse for you because you have tapes available to you, tapes, audio, cassette, books, everything. You cannot tell me that you're new, you don't know anything. Your soul knows what is right and what is wrong. Your soul knows. That's why you came. If you want to turn yourself into a fox, it's your problem, but not at the expense of the assembly. You don't come here to steal the blessing of the whole group. You don't come here to compete with each other for best seat in a theater, like outside people. Even outside people, if they want the best seat in a theater, they pay for it. Do you understand? They are fairer out here, down there. So you pay for the best seat with your spiritual practice, with your earning effort. Understand? Don't try to steal anything here, because I know. I know what belongs to whom. If you try to steal here, you might just well throw the 5 precepts away. Don't bother to come anymore. Because this is a place where you should be the most exemplary. of your spiritual status. Is that not so? If you can't show me here, where else will you show? We should never forget our dignity and our noble purposes everywhere, for whatever price. Understand? If we practice well and if we love the Master and love God, God knows. The Master knows. Don't they? Sure. And if they don't know, so what? The Master is inside. Because if you continue to bug me like this, I'm not going to have retreat anymore. And then thousands of people will be deprived of the benefit. Not you alone. Who care for you, one or two individuals? So I hope this is the last time and everybody understand their position and their inner merit, their inner worthiness, in order to keep our group a fair place, to come together and practice and learn with each other. I don't ever want to see this kind of low-class competition again. Let's say, You see the deer, Even the deer is better than many human beings. And the golden goose, etc. So we should learn from all these golden animals. We don't care whether he was a Buddha, previous reincarnation or not. Their action bespeaks their inner spiritual achievements. So don't be too proud that we are human beings if we are not up to it. Actually, I don't know why we should be proud that we are human beings. I read in the newspapers, I heard on the radio, I saw on TV, so many noble animals that they rescue people, they rescue their own kins at the expense of their own life even. There was a picture of a cat. She was totally burned blind and scarred all over because she came 4 times into the fire, burning house, to rescue 4 of her kittens. And she was burned blind and beyond recognition. But she brought them all out to safety. A cat is very independent. After she was pregnant, I think she's not helped by any male or father. She raises her children alone. And I've seen many cats in our surroundings sometimes who does all these beautiful things to her children. I saw her bring in beautiful food, I'm sorry, this is not a very beautiful thing to say, but I saw her bring the best food, like a mouse or some big food for the children. And she herself just cuts flies, insects, anything, small thing, just to eat. I don't approve non-vegetarian diet, but I cannot reason to a cat. And I am touched by her devotion, because a cat can only eat this. And she has done her best to provide nourishment for her children while eating garbage for herself. I saw it with my own eyes. I would not scold her for eating non-vegetarian food or killing the mice. I'm only very moved by her love. And this picture is still vivid in my mind every time I think about cat. So I don't know why we human beings treat animals so cruelly, most of us, and think of them as a low level of beings. I think many of them, the animals, are so noble and so loving to their own kinds as well as to others. And sometimes you see cat or dog swim into the very dangerous river to rescue his friends. Be it a human friend or a dog friend or a cat's friend, they do that at the risk of their own life. But not many of us human beings dare to do this. when we see the situation dangerous, we don't risk our life. But the animals, they see danger, they still risk out of love. So if we human beings cannot return to this basic compassion and love of the natural instinct which the animals still possess, then we should feel more sorry for ourselves than being proud of us. And that is the reason why we must be vegetarian, because they are truly noble. They truly possess the human quality and a soul within them, just like ourselves. So I think it's also good when we learn from the animal. Some of the quality, not that we learn to become an animal, but their good quality we should remember, so that we don't feel ashamed to be lower than animal standard, at least. We should rise to the noble position of a saint. And to do that, we must possess compassion and love and understanding and unselfish sacrifice at all times. Be it in retreat, at home, in the supermarket, or anywhere else, even in the forest, when nobody else can see us and nobody else is there to record our good deeds or to praise our noble effort. We must always be noble alone, because we alone know what we are, and God knows. Okay, good night. Apple pies.